Hey everyone, Techni here with another keyboard review, and the keyboard we have today is a Cooler Master CK552 mechanical gaming keyboard. Now real quick, before we go any further, I just want to clear up a little bit of confusion that may be out there about this board. Again, I have the CK552. It also comes in a CK550, and what I've noticed, again, I went on Cooler Master's website and everything, and the stats are the exact same as far as the specs and everything, you know, but I see the 552 is available on Best Buy, and the 550 is available through Amazon. But again, they're both the exact same. Why I have the 552 is because the day I was looking at it, it was a daily deal on Best Buy, and I got it for a little bit cheaper. But again, now they're both pretty much always on sale, the 550 and the 552, and you pretty much scoop them up for 79 bucks. Actually, right now, they have the 10 keyless version of this on sale on Amazon, which is what I wish I would have got, but it wasn't on sale back then. But they have the 10 keyless version for only 59 bucks. Like, this is already a great deal at 79 bucks, but 59 bucks for 10 keyless. I'm a 10 keyless fan. Son of a gun, I wish I could have got that one. But anyways, let me start off by showing you the keyboard, and I'll be right back with you. Alright, so what did you guys think about the close-ups right there? I think this thing is really, really sharp. It really is just crisp, sleek, and I just really like it. Now, one thing real quick before we go any further, I just want to point out, because I know it's on some of yours minds, as you saw the RGB in the close-ups right there, it kind of looked like it was taking steps and kind of, you know, glitching there a little bit. It does not do that in real life when you're actually looking at it here. That's just the camera, I guess the frame and the camera kind of going with us, whatever. But anyways, as far as that, it is a smooth transition, and it moves really smooth. But again, we're getting too far ahead right now. We'll talk about the RGB here in a second. What we want to start off with is what you get in the box. So inside your box, you're going to get the keyboard. The USB cable on this keyboard is attached, as you just saw in the close-ups right there. You get a little keycap puller, one of these little metal deals right here. You get a little kind of like a quick guide, quick start guide, whatnot. But it's actually pretty helpful because there's quite a few shortcuts right here that you can use and pretty much do everything on the board right here without any software. So definitely hold on to this. It'll be a little bit pretty helpful down the road. Now, one thing I want to point out as well with the box here, and this may be something just me personally just being crazy, whatever, but as you can see, you have your retail box here, right? This is how it's sitting on a shelf, and you have this little opening right here. And in that opening, what you're going to see is the arrows. So it's kind of like, you know, this thing's sitting on a shelf in a retail store. That just opens, so every random person's coming over and testing out the keys, you know, hitting the keys, getting their funk. You know, you just pick their nose and then just touch the arrow keys right there. I don't like that, you know. I wish that was covered up. When I first saw that, I was like, well, that's kind of gross, you know what I mean? So I just made sure I cleaned it up. Maybe it's just me being crazy, but I wish that was covered up so I didn't have everybody touching on my keyboard here, you know. But hey, maybe that's just me. Alright, so now getting into the keyboard. Like I stated, it is mechanical, and it's using the gate-around switches. You can get this in the reds, the blues, or the browns. We have the reds right here, and it just sounds absolutely fantastic. You know what, before we go any further, I know a lot of you love the sound test. Let's go on and get that out of the way real quick here. By the way, you guys let me scoot you a little bit more. You guys are about 3 feet from the mic, by the way. And put this space bar back on so you can hear that space bar, right? So anyways, as far as that sound test, really nice, very solid sounding right there. No tinging, no nothing. Again, it's just a really nice quality sounding key press right there. And as you saw on the spacebar right there, you do have those Mach switches. So you got the stabilizer and your enter and shift and then your spacebar and all that. And a kind of stinker here, which a lot of these bigger companies do this, which is so weird. You just have your basic sprayed on keycaps right here. Like, why do all these small companies use double shot keycaps, but we get into these big companies and they just give us the cheap ones? But anyways, talking about that build and how you get that solid sound, right? Underneath your keycaps here is a nice aluminum base, which actually curls all the way down to the side right here. Underneath is plastic, and this guy has a very nice quality weight to it. It's not light, it's not too heavy, it's right there, and it's really nice. Now, speaking of that build, kinda, as you saw over here, how it kind of slopes out. Can you guys see that? There you go. So you can see how it slopes out a little bit. Now, I never use full-size keyboards. I'm a 10 keyless guy, or 60%, usually 10 keyless, you know. But anyways, the thing about this guy is being full size and everything, right? the thing where it adds, where it kind of slopes out right down there, and it looks sharp. It really does. It looks super cool. But it just adds, it just takes up just that pinch more space, you know. And I just noticed myself even hitting it even more than an average you know, regular full-size keyboard. And you're probably thinking, man, dude, that's so little. Like, does it really matter? But again, when I like a full-size keyboard, I like to chop off right there and just be, you know, that crisp, compact size. And I noticed my key or my mouse hitting at just a pinch more. Now, on the back of the keyboard, as you can see, you have two rubber feet right down here in the bottom, and then your feet that flip up right here. Now, the feet that flip up, those are completely rubberized right there. So those are your feet on the bottom. That's why you don't see any more of these guys up here or anything. That entire foot, so you have that nice big piece right up there, that's all rubberized. And again, when you pop it out, you have it rubberized right there as well, which I really like that, because again, you got such a big big grip right there, and I mean, it does not budge. All right, now one thing I want to show you, which I'm not sure if you're really going to be able to pick it up in the camera, but a little touch that I think is really cool. As you see, you have the lights up here for your num lock and your cap locks and all that. What's real cool, so let me go on and hit cap lock, and let's go on and hit num lock. Now, I'm not sure if you guys can see them lit up. Again, it's so hard. Let's bring it in. There we go. You see how those up there are color shifting with the keyboard as well? That's real cool. A lot of the other keyboards I have tested before, if you have those, it either turns into like a solid white or solid red or just a solid color, you know? This is so cool that those actually go with the rest of the keys. And so whatever you sync it to, if it's breathing or shifting like this, it actually syncs up with that, which again, as cheesy as that sounds, that's a really cool touch right there. Now, since we're talking about the RGB right there, let me tell you what, the RGB on this guy is absolutely crisp. I mean, you can see it really good right there, and I have three massive lights right here in front of me, and it looks incredibly crisp just like that, and that's no matter what effect you use. And it's so cool, you don't need any software. You got the little Cooler Master button right down here, bam, and then you can hit up here, you can control it by, let me see if you can see. There we go. So you got your red, blue, and green up there on the, what would that be, my top right? I don't know if that's your top left or whatever. Anyway, up over here. And you can adjust the color right like that. So you got that completely open color palette right there to get whatever color you'd like. And there's so many options as far as effects and everything. As you can see, what do we got here going right now? A little wave deal or something. You can change it to any color. Every single effect you can change to a different color. And again, it's super vibrant. Each key has its own LED on it right there. Now, since we're talking about the RGB right there, we're talking about how it's crisp and it's easy to use and you use everything on here. Now, there is software for this keyboard if you want to use it. This is not my first Cooler Master product testing out. I've done some mice before and everything, and I can never get their software to work. Again, I can't ding that off the company or the keyboard. I'm going to take that as my fault, as user error. But again, it's not my first time trying it, and I just can never get it to work. I don't know. It's just not easy, and it's just, so I just don't even bother with it anymore. But again, straight to the point, you can adjust everything on us, from your macros to your RGB, just your profiles, everything on the board here. If there's one thing I think you can do different on the software is, again, speaking how each key has its own LED, you can customize it with each different color throughout there and get kind of creative on it, you know what I mean? But other than that, again, every single stinking thing can be done on the keyboard. So heck, why even use it? I'd prefer using no software on any of my keyboards or mice, you know what I mean? Sure, I love the SteelSeries NEIQ, but I'd prefer to use none if I could. All right, so my take on the Cooler Master CK552 or 550, whichever one you get, they're both the same again. I really like it. Yes, I wish I would have got the 10 keyless, but that's not saying anything bad about this. That's all personal preference, you know what I mean? But I love this keyboard. I really do. The key presses, they're just silky smooth. Again, they feel just like a SteelSeries keyboard if you've ever used one of those, you know what I mean? It's solid. Sure, I wish they put some double shot keycaps on it, but, you know, these big companies, they get a little greedy there with that those extra pennies, you know what I mean? Hopefully they start doing that with these big companies. Now that they see these little companies kind of getting in here and doing that stuff, hopefully they kind of step it up right there, you know what I mean? If I had a gripe about the keyboard, the software, I wish it was just straight up and easy to use, but it kind of can't. It's hard. I can't think that off. I'm testing it here, and I had issues with it. So will someone else? I don't know. I didn't like that. The other thing I didn't like, again, the box right there. Just think that's kind of gross where everyone can touch it. You know what I mean? But other than that, again, at that price, you're talking a 10 keyless at $59 right now. This guy at $79. I mean, this sucker is solid. I'm trying to think, like when I was doing this, I was just trying to think in my head, like, what other keyboard with this kind of build and this kind of, you know, these features in it have we found for, again, 59 or 79, pending 10 keyless or full size? And I really couldn't think of one. Like some keyboards with these kind of features, you'd be looking upwards into the 100, you know what I mean? Or we can go down and get some with like a plastic build and stuff and get kind of down into the 59s. But again, we're going back into that as I catch myself right here talking about it. Talking into that 59, you go into the 10 keyless and you get the metal build and everything at that 59. it's a real shocker. So anyways, as I'm sure you can tell by now, I think this keyboard's a complete win. It really is. Again, I don't use many Cooler Master products, and when I got this guy, I said, wow, this is really cool. I mean, we're kind of picking up on Cooler Master. We just did that the headset review. What headset was that? Where's the box? Oh, I don't know. Where's the box? Where is it? Where? Oh, look at this. Look, here we go. If you haven't seen the review on this, you need to check this out as well. What is this? The CK551. Really, really cool headset here as well. And then with this keyboard, I mean, shoot, pick up both of these guys. You got like $100 setup and you are set. So again, we're going to keep our eyes on some Cooler Master. Looks like they got some good stuff coming our way. But hey, thank you so much for stopping by and watching this one. I highly appreciate it. I hope you had a good time. If you did, hit that thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe for some future tech videos. And I hope I catch you in the next one. Bye now.